Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with another video. And I got Mitch here. I got MG here. We talked about on Twitter that I was going to talk about the Captain Marvel trailer mostly. We're going to talk about other MCU stuff. But I want to talk about the trailer. I want to get these guys, I already know how they feel about it, but y'all probably don't know. About the trailer itself, I guess what they did like, what they didn't like. Of course, I'll start out. I'm a bit meh on the trailer. I thought, I like Nick Fury being in there. I like the throwback to Blockbuster. The way the scrolls look, the CG, they get that right. We didn't get enough in terms of actually seeing her fight outside of her punching the old lady who's disguised as a scroll. But I would like to see more action. Obviously, they're gonna have another trailer coming out, but my biggest problem is Brie Larson as Captain Marvel herself. It has nothing really to do with I haven't really seen any past movies she's been in, but she had the face of like constipation, where people on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, they were trying to make it seem like, oh, she, people were complaining about her not smiling. It wasn't that. It was she for most of the trailer, she had like that same expression. It didn't have to be a smile. It was an expression of rage or something like that. And she's supposed to be the stoic warrior. Okay, where's the rage at? We could at least have something like that. We didn't even get nothing like that. And I don't know. I probably have to see another trailer. And I'm a bit biased, not necessarily towards her, but the character itself in Captain Marvel. Really not that big of a fan of the character. In the comic books, she's sucked all the life out of the comics. Most people don't even want to read them. Ever since those changes really happened to her, there were other things that factored into the comic sales. X-Men getting pulled, Fantastic Four getting pulled, trying to push Inhumans on us, a bunch of SJW comics that they were writing, and rightfully so getting trashed for it. But the changes to her character, probably somewhere between 2009 2012, where they really started making changes, changed her name to Captain Marvel. It's been a disaster. The comics don't sell, and it's kind of, I like the Miss Marvel character before all of that much more than what they've changed her into. They tried to change her into a dude. That's what they tried to change her into. But like I said, the trailer was pretty average, below average to me. Like I said, Coulson's in it. Coulson's great. I don't know how much he's going to be in the movie. I did like seeing Nick Fury, as I said. Seeing the Skrull, seeing the Kree. There's a part where you see the Kree. All that looked good. It's just Captain Marvel herself just hasn't sold me. What do you guys think?
I have to agree with you, man. I just think Brie Larson, like the first time I saw that she was going to be Captain Marvel, I was like, really? This is your choice? I don't know. I always think of her as like a comedy actress. I don't really see her as being in action movies or being that type of actor to really pull it off. We'll see. And as you also said, I'm not a big fan of Captain Marvel. It's probably one of the superheroes, especially Marvel-wise. I don't really know a ton about the character in general. So I feel like this is going to be a big introduction to the character itself for me. In terms of the trailer was very bland, kind of boring compared to a lot of other Marvel trailers. Usually Marvel knocks it out of the park with their trailers. And this one I just felt like, hey, I don't really mind if I miss this movie. I'm going to watch it anyways because it's a Marvel movie, because they've gained that trust within me as a fan. But still, I mean, the positives, I said my favorite part was the Blockbuster video part, which is right at the beginning. Nick Fury, definitely was cool seeing him. Coulson as well. Big fan of both of those characters. I think they were a huge part of the first Avengers movie and the build-up to that, and I'm happy that they're back in this movie. I'd like to see a little bit, this is set in the 90s, I'd like to see a little bit more 90s in the trailer, in the movie. It doesn't really seem like that. I know they don't want to really focus on that part of it, but still. And just like It reminds me, I said this to you, Calvin, it reminds me of what they did with Superman in Batman vs. Superman. He just like Captain Marvel looks like not non-expressive, like not happy at all, like just just I don't know what the word is. Just not feeling it overall with the whole character. But I guess we'll see. Maybe there'll be another trailer coming out soon that we could really check out and see if it's any different. But overall, not a positive vibe going into the movie from me.
Yeah, I wonder, it was something I was gonna bring up. It's the same complaints we have about her, or the same ones like a lot of people have had about Superman, who they see as he's
And
kind of like he's always angry. He's not like Superman from
yeah,
the comics and
I
stuff
think
like that.
where it separates though is at least Henry Cavill. Like even when he was like that and angry, and he has like this like charisma about him, like look to him that you're like that's Superman. Like it doesn't matter.
That and it's Superman. Like who you gonna ask someone to look at, Superman or Captain Marvel? Like it's Superman.
True.
Honestly, I think it's a lot closer to Finn Jones's Iron Fist in season 1 in terms of how people are feeling about her right now.
Ooh, maybe.
I think it's not the whole whitewashing crap that they tried to pull, but just a lot of people didn't like Finn Jones's acting in season 1, and especially when it came to just showing different emotions. A lot of people didn't like that about him, and it's kind of the same vibe I'm getting from what everybody's saying about Captain Marvel.
You don't even get like any sense of her acting in this trailer at all.
Yeah, it's just mostly she says like I want to say she has like 1 or 2 lines, which she doesn't really even say much. And other than that, they kind of focus on her face, where with really mostly the one face that she makes throughout most of the trailer. Did you really see anything really past that or what she says? So it's hard to even gauge how how she even gonna do. Hopefully another trailer they'll do more, show some action. I could say the action is probably gonna be good because the CG was really good from what they showed. CG was great.
Oh, it looked at one scene where she rolled up and flipped up the side of the train onto the top. That looked good.
When you see the Kree like flying, you see like the 3 Kree, that looks good. So I think for the most part they'll get those things right, but that's usually a common thing with Marvel. They usually get the CG and the visuals right. It's just will we like the character itself,
And we should give them the benefit of the doubt because usually we do like the characters.
It's been more hits than misses, definitely.
That's what I tell people every time.
Far.
They're shooting 90% from the field.
Yeah, I can say the only character I really don't like is Paul Rudd as Ant-Man.
I don't know if I could even say I dislike one character, like in terms of the main characters.
I think a few. I think Ruffalo could easily be replaced. He's one of the few like.
You know what? I think he's actually developed into a really good Hulk.
Problem with Ruffalo for me is I don't like Ruffalo himself.
That's a problem with you in general.
No, I like most of the Marvel characters, but Ruffalo, like a lot of people hate Chris Evans. I don't. I just hate the Captain America. I hate the Captain America character.
How can you hate Chris Evans, man?
No, I don't hate Chris Evans. He gets a lot of hate online. A lot of people do not like him.
It's a lot of them. It's because of stuff they say on Twitter, man. Like, you see the recent thing with like Scarlett Johansson, with like that recent movie she's supposed to be in. I can't remember the name of it, but she was getting a lot of crap.
The movie about the
transgender,
the transgender mob boss from Pittsburgh. I can't remember what.
Yeah, and she got a lot of crap for that, and
she pulled out of the movie.
She's a big time feminist. You know how people feel about that. She doesn't get as much slack as some of the other ones, but like definitely Chris Evans gets it.
Yeah,
I've never seen any of that.
Yeah,
I guess I'm not on that side of Twitter, the Marvel. I'm more on the DC
people
crap.
Send me crap. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, a lot of it too is a lot of the Marvel people are a lot more
positive,
active on social media when it comes to politics versus the DC characters.
That's true.
Ben Affleck's not out there talking politics. Henry Cavill isn't. Gal Gadot isn't. Jason Momoa's not. But when you look at Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Don Cheadle, another guy who I got into it with on Twitter one day actually.
I remember that.
Though. It was justified.
I will say about this trailer, if Nick Fury is in this movie more than it looks like he's in this movie, he could carry this movie from a character perspective.
You're right about that. You're right about that.
Him and Clark Gregg, who plays Coulson. I think those two are great actors. And I think, for me, like with the trailer, it didn't blow me away. I will say Brie Larson had more of a presence than I was expecting. I don't know about her acting. I haven't seen any of her other movies, so I can't say about that part. But it was a bland trailer. I do think one of the issues they have is she has a far more intricate backstory than most other characters, and she's not really established. Like a Batman trailer, you could just throw Batman in the trailer and have him run around at nighttime and throwing batarangs, and that's all you had to have in a trailer, right? Or Superman, he's Superman, Yeah. He's people know him. Even Wonder Woman to a degree, where the shore fighting, it's really not much more to Wonder Woman outside of that. Anyways, Iron Man, he's got the suit, right? Captain America, he's got the shield. Like, these are all identifiable things. Spider-Man, he's the one. He's the number one guy for Marvel.
With an awesome video game, by the way.
I heard. So, with her backstory is a little bit more intricate, and she's really kind of unknown. So, if you kind of compare it to somebody else that was kind of unknown, like Guardians, right? The thing that pulled you in about Guardians was in the trailer, it was the comedy and the visuals.
Yep.
Right, the color and the soundtrack, right? It was brilliant. But with Captain Marvel, she's so much more of a serious character on top of having a far more intricate backstory than most of these other people in terms of how she got her powers. So it's one of those things where it's gonna be hard for people to invest in it without seeing something in the trailer. But the comic fans kind of know what they're doing, so to speak. So. I definitely think they should have shown more of her fighting. I think they're going to go with a lighter tone version of Marvel than what they have in the comics, though. I think they're going to try to add a little
because
bit more
that's their thing.
Character.
Yeah.
Not just that, but she's not really a likable character to begin with.
In the comics, yeah, she's very, like, in terms of, like, people who read in the comics, she's not that likable. I don't know.
Like, for example, Jessica Jones is not a likable character, right? But it works. But it works for the grittiness of Netflix for a lot of people. Me, I can't stand her at this point, but she's not a likable character. She does nothing for you to like her. Nothing. Like,
true.
But with Captain Marvel, you're talking about on a way bigger scale, right? We're talking about the movie world where they're trying to make millions and millions, so they have to lighten her up a little bit to get people to come to the movies in the first place.
Yeah, it's such a different character than they've ever sort of tackled before with Captain Marvel, that the way that we're explaining her. It's so different from the main characters like Iron Man, Spider-Man. These guys are all very likable characters.
Yeah. So I think they're going to try to, lighten the character up. I don't know about giving her personality with Brie Larson doing the acting, but they'll definitely try to write it in there at least. And I think the good thing about having Coulson and Fury in there, it's going to add some comic relief to it. Especially with Coulson, just naturally. I do think they missed on one big opportunity, and that was to show Ronan.
I keep hearing
he's in the. He's one of the big villains in the movie.
How is that going to work though? Because they're doing their own take on Secret Invasion, which is when the Skrulls.
Well, remember movie set in the '90s versus Guardians, which is set in current times.
Well, yeah, I know he's going to be around, but him being the main bad, I don't know, because you got to fit in the Skrulls in there too. So like, is the Skrulls going to be a reoccurring thing, or are they going to end that in this movie, and combined with doing a backstory, and then if Ronan's the main villain, which he was
not
bad,
just him,
he was shit in Guardians 1.
Well, it's not just his character either. Hyman Johnson's character from Guardians as well is supposed to be in here. I can't remember what his character's name is, but for those of you who remember the beginning scene of the first Guardians when Peter Quill is going to get the orb, and the crew of people that busted in and were trying to take him out.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Hyman Johnson was the leader of that group, and he's supposed to be in a collab. I've seen like photos and stuff of him and the guy playing Ronan interacting on set. So those are supposed to be the two big villains. I'm especially Ronan. So I think they missed the opportunity to show him that way, to draw that connection to people. Loved Guardians, right? You show somebody from that previous movie, and like, oh, he's in here too. Okay, right? Like, obviously you got, Fury and Coulson, but I think that would have been another really big connection it could have placed in the trailer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have hope for it though. Like I said, Marvel, like Mitch said, and I've been saying it too. Marvel, for me, they're shooting 90% from the field. I trust them. I trust their process, and I trust their choices when it comes to casting. So I might not see it with Brie Larson now, but I'm gonna give it a chance.
Yeah, no, because I know back when they announced this movie, 2012 or something like that.
They announced that it was gonna be in development. Yeah,
and then I'm pretty sure there was at some point where they announced, oh, she's gonna kind of be the future face of the MCU or whatnot. I don't think that's true anymore because of recent events. Black Panther being a big deal, getting Spider-Man, getting the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, which is going to be huge because after Avengers 4, Spider-Man, we knew we were going to have your Spider-Mans, your Black Panther's second movie, Doctor Strange's second movie. It was just like, what are they going to do after that? Because Guardians 3 is probably not going to happen with all the things going on with James Gunn. So, I honestly, it's a good thing for them because she couldn't be the face. Honestly, because she's not very likable in the books. She may be a little bit more likable just because of, the movies are more of a casual thing. So I think more people would I guess, attach to her than, say, the comic people. But I don't think it would have went over very well. And getting the X-Men back, Black Panther being a big deal is gonna help them out a lot. 'Cause she's just, her character, I don't think is good enough to be, the face of the MCU. She doesn't have the charisma, and maybe it's not a part. Maybe it's not Brie Larson's fault, even though we didn't see a lot in that in terms of her acting. But just the way the character's written, she doesn't have a lot of charisma. She's kind of this stoic character. Who's supposedly supposed to be this warrior. It's not. People want your Iron Man type character. They want your Doctor Strange, your Black Panther, someone with some charisma. Who you be like, yeah, I like that guy. He's cool. That's what people will say. That character's cool. I don't think she has that. Time will tell. Maybe the next trailer will show us something different. Maybe the movie will show us, but just coming out of what I saw in that trailer, I don't know, man. It seems like the comic version to me, which I guess is the right thing to do, but that ain't.
If I had to guess, I think, especially with kind of what they hinted at in the trailer, where she basically has no memories of her previous life and stuff like that, I think they're gonna, and because of what she's been through in terms of getting her powers and where she's been fighting, I think they kind of go the route of, she's probably going to be a little bit more serious to start, and then over time she's progressively going to get more lighthearted in terms of cracking jokes. They're still going to try to portray her as a badass, but I think they're going to try to lighten her up over time, where kind of her character is just adjusting to being back on Earth and around humans and people normally. So
yeah,
I think that's the route they'll go.
It did show that they're going to go the most of the amnesia route, where she's slowly remembering things, her time on Earth, because she was.
How do you think she fits in Avengers 4?
She is her and Thor. I think her and Thor, they're the two most powerful. They're cosmic because they're cosmic entities.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of the main hand-to-hand combat with Thanos, I think it'd be done with those two, and obviously Hulk. You throw Hulk in there, and I think those three will be the main hand-to-hand combat people that they use with Thanos, and then obviously something's going to happen with the Gauntlet when it comes to Cap and Iron Man. Mm-hmm. But I think that those three will be the ones who are doing the dirty work in terms of
My
fighting
question
Thanos.
is, like, from a character perspective, is she going to be more developed because she was around, and obviously this is set in the 90s, and now we're in 2018, and that movie's going to be 2019. So is that, like, is she around during all this, or is she, like, where is she?
It's probably gonna show. She might have been off planet that whole time, like between the end of the movie and all the other movies up until now. So that's something I said she was probably off planet, maybe on the Kree homeworld or something like that. That's the only explanation that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll show maybe it'll do it at the end of her movie where it'll be like the time skip and it'll show her getting a call from Fury or whatever.
Like the Cap thing?
Yeah. It'll show her getting a call from Fury when he called her at the end of Infinity War, and that'll pretty much be like how it skips ahead from her movie, probably the ending credit scenes of her movie.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, they'll probably, and with the time skip too, they'll probably do something where wherever she is, she's going to be seeing people disappear too. Yeah. And then she gets the call from Fury.
So that would probably be that's probably the ending they'll end up going with.
So I mean, they've been working on fitting her in for 6 years now.
Yeah, it's been a long time. They had her casted for like 3-4 years ago.
Feels like a long time.
2016.
Okay, yeah, it actually feels longer than that. But she was a character. One thing people beat into your head, at least on Twitter, she has the Academy Award. Like, okay,
for what?
For The Room, I think is the name of the movie.
Okay.
I was like, see, but that's what kind of annoys me about a lot of people is talking about it. Or if you have any kind of criticism about the trailer itself, for instance, I said something to some guy, and because he was pretty much like, oh, she has an Academy Award, and none of like the main hero characters have a
so does Suicide Squad
Academy Award. No, he was referring to her individually having one.
Okay.
And he was like putting it like, oh, that automatically makes her better at acting than them. I was like, well, Nicolas Cage has an Academy Award. What's your point? Like,
yeah, and on top of that, there's a difference between winning an award for one role and then fitting another, right? Like, you can be a great actor in one role and a horrible, like, I don't like Ben Affleck at all.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate him, but I think he is great as Batman. So, it's all dependent on the role, like I'd probably never watch anything Hugh Jackman does outside of a Wolverine role.
Yeah. It's like saying like, oh, we know how great Denzel is an actor. It's like putting him as a Falcon. It's like, oh well,
yeah,
he won't fit that role.
Yeah,
she's a great actor, but he wouldn't fit that role. That's kind of the thing I'm looking at. It's just like you got to get the people that fit. That's why you see a lot of times Marvel will get someone completely out of nowhere, and it works.
Which is a good strategy.
I mean, look at the Marvel Netflix stuff. We have never seen any of those people.
Oh, and they're great actors. Great actors.
And we have never seen any of those people in anything before that.
Well, Finn Jones was on Game of Thrones, so it's just him.
Finn Jones is probably...
And he's the worst one.
Christian Ritter.
I haven't seen finish season 2.
I am at a hate point with Christian Ritter's Jessica Jones.
Let's actually go into Daredevil season 3.
Ooh.
Since we're on Netflix.
I thought
they haven't really given you much yet.
Yeah, we know that hopefully it's going to be him in the black suit, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That suit's really cool. And
I don't know if they're going to use it because it was very specific to his time with the hand, so I don't know.
They could do something like that.
I hope they do, though.
They're clearly going with the Born Again. We haven't seen any significant trailer. Maybe we get one, but it's so soon.
Well, they put like a small one out.
Yeah, they've been vague. They know people are gonna watch.
And I think that's good.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a whole lot of
it.
They don't need to go overboard with it.
I think also the vibe of it, the season is going to be sort of like, is he like alive or, because people think he's dead.
Well, no, I mean, people know he's alive because I mean, at the end of the Defenders that showed he was alive.
I think he's referring to the people like in
the people
universe,
in the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not like people watching the show. I meant like, yeah.
But like, honestly, I thought they should have went with, because he's probably gonna remember everything. Not entirely sure, but thought
that would be interesting if he didn't, though.
Yeah, kind of went with someone he didn't remember. All he knew he was like, he was the hero, or let's say he's kind of getting like they don't have
flashbacks.
They don't have to copy the comics, so he could have something like he gets the black suit, and someone's literally kind of coercing him to do their dirty work or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you really, because we've seen him beat down people, but you'll really see him beat down people.
Yeah, and I think he's probably going to be very, very isolated this season. Like I would not be surprised if in this season you get 6 episodes in and the people around him don't even know he's alive and he's out running the streets still.
Yeah, that's my point. Which I actually really want to see that because personally, I actually really like those type of superhero like stories and like just the isolation of the character and
that's
just seeing how it all works.
So good. Because he was essentially isolated for the most part outside of Rosario Dawson's character.
Same with like Arrow, for example.
Yeah. So I got high hopes for it. I honestly thought it was going to come out much later, like November or something like that. We'd probably get something because Comic-Con is early October, I think. New York Comic-Con.
October 4th.
Yeah, I know it's like that
7th.
It's that first week, so we'll probably get something on that.
Yeah, it's the same week as the Venom release.
Yeah, so and we'll probably get something on that. Maybe they do something because they're due for a second season for the Punisher. So maybe we'll see something. They'll come out maybe.
Yeah, I think they're still filming, but they should be wrapping up soon.
Yeah, maybe they'll come out early next year. Of course, Avengers 4. Maybe they'll show something for that. Comic-Con. Usually a lot of info they dump out. Comic-Con.
Looking forward to it then.
Yeah, hopefully to kind of go, since we're still talking Marvel, hopefully we finally see a trailer for Dark Phoenix at Comic-Con because it's supposed to be the last Fox X-Men movie.
Yeah,
because that New Mutants probably not gonna happen under their belt. It's not gonna happen if it happens at all. But yeah, there's still a lot. I'm still hoping they add some more characters to the Marvel Netflix stuff. No, I'm still calling for Blade.
I don't know if they will, at least not anytime soon, because I think they feel like their plate's full right now. From everything I just kind of read and especially with the increased rate of them putting these seasons out, because Netflix is kind of pushing them into putting them out faster, because before it'd be a whole year or two wait in between series but now Netflix
they do have Daredevil in October. They just had Iron Fist. They're getting Jessica Jones season 3 and they're getting The Punisher.
Didn't they say the writer, director, or whatever is going to be done after this next season of Jessica Jones? Said something like that.
I don't know, because this is their 3rd season.
One's coming up, yeah. I did not like season 2, by the way.
I hated it.
I think everybody heard that.
I thought it was average.
Yeah.
She's not a likable character at all. Like, she does nothing to make me want to watch the show. Season 2 made me realize I watched season 1 because of Kilgrave.
Yeah, I would say it shows you how much he carried that season.
I do think that the Punisher season 2 should be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when did season 1 of Punisher come out? December of last year.
That says November 17th, 2017.
Yeah. Okay, so then you got Jessica Jones in March, Luke Cage 3 months later in June, Iron Fist 3 months later.
Did you guys like Luke Cage, by the way?
Yeah, I liked
season 2.
Luke Cage. Yeah.
That is my 3rd best season of the Marvel Netflix show.
I liked Luke Cage season 2. Yeah.
I think you would be hard pressed to honestly, you'd be hard pressed to justifying putting any other seasons outside of the 2 Daredevil seasons ahead of that one from all around standpoint. I honestly think it was great.
Yeah, the performances from everybody was upgraded over the prior
Yeah.
season.
Yeah,
The
that was pretty
writing, it didn't have the drop off that season 1 had after Cottonmouth got killed.
Man, they should have never killed that guy. He was phenomenal.
But it all came full circle in this season.
Yeah.
I like, and on top of it, I think this season every character had layers. I think that is what made it.
Which is the bonus of having a season, it being at season 2.
Yeah, and I think I don't think they paid attention to the criticism, from this first season. And they had the one key thing that I think which kind of makes these shows good is kind of an anti-hero. When you look at season 2 of Daredevil with Punisher, right? Kind of same dynamic with Bushmaster to a degree, where he was trying to do what he had to do, and if you was in his way, then you had to get you was gonna get removed. So it was pretty much the same kind of dynamic, and I liked it.
My biggest thing with Luke Cage was the ending. It's one of the better endings of all the series.
That's the best ending of all the series to me.
Because the bad guy, pretty much in her last dying wish was to pretty much corrupt him.
Yeah.
Gave him control of the club.
Not just that, she was also trying to motivate her daughter too.
Yeah.
To step up and take her spot. So that was to me the best ending of all the Netflix series so far.
Yeah. So
My favorite was probably Defenders.
Defenders was really.
Defenders always gets a lot of crap, but recently I rewatched.
I watched it again,
It's
and
pretty
I
good.
feel like it was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
It got better. It got a lot of the stuff that people were complaining about. I just didn't really see.
It wasn't perfect.
Yeah, I could see the problems. Like people had a problem with Finn Jones. People kind of had a problem with Jessica Jones, but Daredevil was great.
Mm-hmm.
He was great.
Yeah.
Same with Sigourney Weaver. She was good in there. The chick who played Elektra.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Finn Jones thing is one of those things that people will never get over.
Yeah, people just don't. It just seems like people just don't like him.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I haven't finished season 2 of Iron Fist, but
Okay.
I haven't barely started.
yeah, I haven't finished. Haven't gotten a chance to go back through it. But we'll definitely watch that. We're gonna do a review on that if y'all up for it.
Oh yeah, I already finished it. I really liked it. So.
Anything else?
But see,
y'all?
I was the guy who liked season 1 of Iron Fist when most people
Oh.
didn't. So take it as you
Yeah.
want. I don't hate Finn Jones. Like I get it with Finn. I get it with his character.
I don't hate him either, especially from Luke Cage.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
seeing him in season 2, that was like when you saw the change, and it's crazy
Yeah.
because
That's
a
my
lot
thing.
of people
There's
liked him
there's a progression, right? When you go from season 1, I mean, the dude spent 20 years of his life isolated from the rest of the world with no technology, and then you see his growth from that to Defenders, and then to season 2 of of Luke Cage, and then you'll see, as you guys watch season 2, because I'm not going to spoil anything, you'll see more progression. So.
Yeah. I'm hoping hopefully it turns around. I'm maybe 2 or 3, like episode 3, something like that. So
Okay.
I'll get back to watching.
I will say, Joy got to go, and I hated her season
I
1.
didn't.
but she
I didn't
gotta
like
go.
her much. I didn't like her much season 1. She just came
Her-
off.
Trish from Jessica Jones got to go. Karen from Daredevil got to
Wow,
go.
she was so irritating, but she's actually gonna be she's gonna be the, what's it called, the villain. So
Yeah, because her character is Hellcat from the comics. Yeah, that's her. That's who her character is. So, but
hopefully
yeah,
she does better.
Karen is annoying from Daredevil.
I would say
The only one out of these women that I like in terms of like the main supporting actress has been Jessica Henwick as Colleen Wing. She's the shit.
Misty's pretty good.
Yeah, but she's.
She's
Did you
in,
call her
she's,
the?
she's in Luke Cage, so like especially the second season, she's in a lot.
Yeah, but you call her the main supporting actress though.
Yeah, who else would it be?
Rosario Dawson.
She was in less episodes.
Rosario Dawson's good.
She was in less
Yeah.
episodes, and she was on.
I
Like,
think
the
she's
first 3
done
4
with
episodes.
Marvel. I think she's done with the Netflix stuff too. Actually, Rosario.
She's been in so long, man. She's been in
Yeah.
every season outside of Well, she wasn't in Jessica Jones like that, but she's been in quite from the beginning and played in different series. So I get that. She may show up at some point in the future, though. I think
Jessica Henwick as Colleen Wing she's great.
Yeah. Anything else y'all want to talk about when it comes to Marvel?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I think Daredevil season 3 is gonna be great. But kind of going back to the movie, hopefully the movie turns out good. You never want to see it. You never want to see a bad movie. I just didn't like the Captain Marvel trailer. Avengers 4. They're gonna show. It's gonna be really vague with trailers, and they're gonna do what they normally do, where they show a trailer, they'll show something in a trailer, and that is not in the movie. They did that with Infinity War. They did it with Spider-Man. They're gonna do it real heavy with Avengers 4, whatever it's gonna be called.
Just do one trailer.
Yeah, just because it's hard to show things for a movie like that and not spoil something because almost everything's a spoiler.
Oh, that's why they gave you 3 different trailers last time, and most of that stuff, 90% of what was in those trailers wasn't in the movie.
Yep, like the Hulk like running at the end. Hulk, we didn't see Hulk the whole time except at the beginning of the movie, and we didn't see him anymore. So hopefully they do that, and I got a feeling the movie's gonna turn out just fine.
Yeah, well, they gotta announce the title first, then they'll drop the trailer. But
doubt we get anything for the Spider-Man Far From Home. Or at least we know the name because of Tom Holland. But it's gonna be more Spider-Man on his own because we had
overseas.
a problem. Yeah, we had a problem with in Homecoming with him being kind of, I'm trying to impress Iron Man, trying to join the Avengers and all that, blah blah. Now he's gonna be independent. Hopefully, I'm hoping he throws that suit out too, that other one that Iron Man gave him. Hopefully, he throws that out and he kind of makes his own suit, like he's supposed to.
They won't.
They won't do it.
That
Marvel's too concerned with making Tony Stark the greatest human being to ever live. So,
which is deservedly so. But
you don't ruin Spider-Man for Tony Stark, though.
Yeah.
no, you shouldn't. I don't know why they had to ruin Spider-Man.
Out of all characters, not Spider-Man. Like, you just don't do that with Spider-Man.
I'm just saying, the people who made Ratchet and Clank made a better Spider-Man than Marvel.
Yeah, you're right. Because he's completely independent. All those gadgets that you see that he has in Homecoming, all of them he has in that game. All of them created himself. He created himself.
Like unmatched, like people finding out who he was in the first movie in Homecoming. I'm like,
why'd you remind me? I forgot about that.
Spidey would die before he revealed who he was to people. You was like, you would have had to catch him. He wasn't just gonna tell you.
And see, and they could have done a better job of like.
Even his villains kept it secret for crying out loud, and you're telling me he's spoiling it for himself? Come on.
Like. How they should have done it with the first movie. You can include,
How does it always get to Spider-Man?
Because it was the movie. It's like it's fucking Spider-Man. You can't get this movie wrong. But like how they should have done it was like,
hey, they've only really gotten 2 right. So
Iron Man could be in the movie, but he'd be more of like support. He shows up. They crack jokes. He says this, he says that. Maybe he helps out Spider-Man.
He helps out because,
I was just saying
Vulture suit is stolen Stark tech. Let's just run with that, please.
Iron Man does deserve to be, like, the GOAT. But, like, why does he have to ruin Spider-Man?
He can't be the GOAT until he catches up outside of the movies. Yeah. He can be the GOAT in the movies, but outside the movies, he ain't close, so he got some catching up to do.
And, we talk about the cast. I don't know what they do in terms of casting.
I like Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. Like, that's I was excited when I seen that.
I would have rather had him as Batman, just saying.
He turned it down multiple. Yeah, everybody's turned down Batman.
I was referring mostly to, like, Ned and Flash. And,
okay. This is twice that people have.
Can we stop bringing up Flash and then?
It's so bad. I can't help it.
This is the Spider-Man Flash is ruined, and the the Justice League Flash is ruined.
Oh no! Why you have to bring up Justice League
I
now?
just need them to stop. I just look at this point. I don't want to see any version of any Flash in a movie.
If his name's Flash,
Okay.
he sucks. Automatically.
Only Flash I acknowledge is Grant Gus. Okay.
And Josh Gordon. That's it.
Josh Gordon and John Wesley Shipp. I'm not gonna hate on John Wesley Shipp either.
Then you have
From Dawson's Creek, John Wesley Shipp, by the way.
Marissa Tomei, who's too young to be playing Aunt May. Aunt May they got.
No, she's supposed to be hot Aunt May, bro.
Then no Jay Jonah.
Don't you get the joke?
No mention of Uncle
No
Ben.
Daily Bugle.
Man, all right, we're done. If you like this video, you guys plug your shit because I don't want to talk shit about Spider-Man the whole time because we could do that. But
you can
Just
find
imagine-
me.
Just imagine Ned fitting into a Green Goblin.
God.
oh my god! See now I'm about to go to Twitter to do something now.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, The Bottom Line View, NFL videos there. Go check it out. And at Twitter, at Mitch Milani.
MG.
You can find me on social media. On Twitter at Virtuoso Sports. Probably either hating on LeBron or Ezra Miller. One of the two. Hashtag not my Flash.
And you guys know to find me out on Twitter. If you haven't already subbed to this channel, please do so. Like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Peace.